Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. This episode, I'm not gonna lie, in so many ways, this episode just annoyed the living hell out of me. It did. It literally annoyed the living hell out of me. And I'm gonna try to keep the cursing to a minimum, but I can't make any promises. Um, let's start with this whole Gwen, this whole mess of a situation. First of all, I just want to address something. And I said this yesterday, and I probably said this before, but every time I see this character, I just can't help but say it again. Listen, I'm all up for a good villain. But I need a villain motivations to, actually make some sort of, sense to me. It's not to say that it doesn't, but it's very flimsy at best. And here's the thing. With this show, I've only been watching this for a little bit. But I feel like the people who have been watching this show for a long time, who've been supporting this show, ups and downs, great stories to dry stories, deserve a lot better than whatever the hell mess that they've given people. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the 90s and the 80s, they had much better villains than whatever cartoon crap that they actually gave y'all. And me. Because I'm a New Time fan, but, people who've been watching this show deserve a lot better. And I know people who watch this don't watch General Hospital. Been watching that show for about 20-something years. They had a villain on there named Nell Benson, and my goodness, was she the most irritating and pathetic villain I've seen in, I don't know, ever. I've been watching that for 20 years, so when they handed that story out to me, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, are you serious? This is the villain that we get? All the great villains that we had before, Starburst and Elena Cassidy, and this is the crap that you give me? Are you kidding me? So, yeah, when I look at this character, Gwen, I'm just like, wow. This is the best you guys can do? Sure about this? It seems like you weren't even trying with this character. So, this jackass of a character is in a hospital yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs at some times. And I'm just like, you do realize that there are people here, right? Like people who work here. Because I feel sorry for them that you gotta have your little squabble, right here. And she's berating him, and she's like, oh, well, you didn't want me, this, that, and the third. And then she starts bringing up all these painful memories about Jack in his past, talking about, oh, well, your parents didn't want you, they didn't really love you, and yada, 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 and I grew up poor and me, and yada, yada. It just, oh my God. I felt like I needed something stronger. I swear I'm gonna start needing wine to get through half of this crap with this girl. I'm gonna actually start that to drink wine, because that's the only way this is gonna make sense. It's the only way I feel like it's gonna make it better in some instances. Remember I was watching the movie Jurassic Park, and I'm going off topic, but just kind of follow me for a minute. So I was watching one of the new Jurassic Park movies with Chris, one of the Chris guys. It wasn't Chris Evans, the guy who plays Star-Lord. Jesus Christ, I can't remember his name, but it's going to come back to me at some point. Anyway, I was watching one of his Jurassic Park movies, and I remember I had a bottle of wine. And that movie was 10 times better. And I was halfway through it. And I watched it the next day sober, and I was like, wow. This movie is so much better yesterday. And I realized it's because I was drinking wine. And that's how it is when I feel like I need to watch this movie, and it's going to come to me. But my point is, she was being so annoying and so bratty. And the thing that really bothers me about this character is that she spent 20, 30 years of her life trying to get revenge because Jack didn't know her. And somewhere throughout the part of it, she was like, "Well, somebody's lying to me." I'm sorry, sweetheart. You just now figured it out that somebody's lying to her? The fact that she came in guns blazing and she only knew half of the story just makes this so annoying. So retarded. Just like, I can't. I don't even want to talk about the rest of this, but just to kind of fill you on the other side of this, because yeah, Jennifer's mother is a moron and is just completely a piece of work. Christ almighty, she's a piece of work. And by the way, she is really terrible at this whole storytelling thing. Halfway through, Abigail was like, "Can we get to the part where when you tell us like what happened and whatever this dingbat's name is that I can't remember." It's like, I'm getting to it. It's like, Jesus Christ. Seriously, lady? So, she tells a story pretty much about how she answered the door. This must have been a while back, because she was talking about Jerry Springer and stuff. Really terrible show, by the way, for anyone who actually watched that show. But, where was I? I need something stronger than this. So, Jennifer's mother answers the door, and Gwen's mother, she was a piece of work. Gwen's mother shows up, and she's like, I want to see Jack. He has money. He owes me child support. What's good, pretty much. And Jennifer's mother is so concerned with her daughter getting back together with Jack that she doesn't want anything to spoil it, to ruin it. And I mean anything. And including a poor child. Literally, she's like, "Oh, well, he's not here right now, so you can come back later on." And she's like, "I'm coming back later on." So later on, she comes back, and, she's like, "Hey, Jack can't be here, but he really wants to, help you out. So, we'll give you some money, and, we'll do it periodically, and, just to kind of help you along." And so yeah, she made sure that Jennifer didn't know, that Jack didn't know, because she didn't want to ruin her precious daughter's happiness. And then she's standing there, has the gall. This is the part that, so many parts that just angers me. She has the gall to stand there and start crying. Like that's going to bring back that's going to take away the pain, the suffering, the tears that Gwen had to endure in her miserable upbringing. That's just going to just take that away. It's just, poor her. She was so sorry. She just wanted to do what was best for her daughter. It's the villain that they give us. So the whole time Gwen is like, "Oh, well, my life sucks because of you, and I'm a bad person because of you, and you did this to me." And I'm just like, this chick is taking no responsibility for her actions whatsoever. But then again, I guess that's what you expect from a villain. From a one-note villain. Christ, she's turning into now. Oh my God. I'm usually not like this, but this is just so stupid. Okay. Alright. 1 second. Alright, I'm good now. I'm good now. So we got those two out the way. Oh, Eli and Lonnie finally tracked down, just tired the living hell out of me, finally tracked down that Raina woman. Lonnie was being kind of a negative Nancy in the beginning of the whole stakeout. Like, what if she doesn't show up? And what if we can't find her? And what if, and what if, and what if, and what if? It was like, Jesus Christ, can you actually try to be positive for once? Like, I don't know. She was just kind of irking me a little bit. But anyway, they spot her. And Raina starts to get suspicious. And she starts to head off. And this is kind of a funny scene. At least I found it kind of laughable. So she starts to walk off, and she runs into Eli. And she looks at him, and then she turns away, and then she starts walking back the other direction. And I'm just like, this chick really just looked at Eli, said, "Oh, okay," and then proceed to walk in the opposite direction as though he's just not gonna catch up to her. I was like, "Is this?" I was like, "And she's a doctor." I know that the smartest people can make the dumbest decisions and say and do the dumbest things, but how do you walk past this guy, which is probably like, I don't know, 6'2" or something like that, or like 5'2" or whatever he is. You know, kind of a big guy, not somewhat big guy, and then be like, "Oh, well, he's not going to catch me if I continue to walk the opposite direction, you know, in speed walk. There's just no way that I'm going to just not get caught." So Lonnie's there, like she really needed to be there at that point to like kind of whatever, but then she stops and they question her and, you know, she's all like, "Oh, I didn't want to do it, they blackmailed me, the babies are in good hands, yada yada yada." I don't remember if she actually gave up the name of the person that has her babies, but you know, Eli wants answers, okay? He wants answers, and he literally grabs this chick by the arm like, "I want answers." And she pretty much was like, "I don't know this, and I don't know that," and I don't know. I guess they're like one step closer, because at the end of the episode, they have that whatever assistant, whatever this woman's assistant is, or her lackey, let's just be honest, brings in the twins or whatever, and he's all like, Madame, like, and I guess this woman's going to be in the next episode. So, yeah. Now, in the final piece of this episode, has some other choice words for it, but I'm just going to call it an episode. We got Nicole that's crying and whining and crying about Eric not being home, and how, you know, he chose to be with the village for 3 more months. You know, he didn't really ask her. He didn't really talk to her about it. He just decided, and she's all upset about it. And I'm not going to lie, I don't care. Listen, this could not have been a more poorly written episode. I mean, a more poorly written storyline if they tried. This whole thing just reeks. Okay? That's the best way I can sit there and describe it. And I'm not usually like this in my reviews, but this just, I mean, you know, Gwen thing, now this Nicole and Rafe thing. Listen, I get it. They want to put them together, but this whole thing just sucks. And there's more choice words I can use for it, but it just, oh, God. So she's whining and crying, and then Rafe decides to, you know, take her back to his place since she doesn't want to go and face, what is his name? Roman, and disappoint him. So Rafe decides to take her back to his place, and he makes her some breakfast, which she barely eats any of it, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay." I would have been like, no. I ain't slave over that hot stove for minutes at a time to cook you food that you didn't even want and you just wasted. Like, I would have been... Anyway, she tells more of her sob story about how she should be happy because he's a good man, and, you know, Rafe is like, "Oh, it's only 3 more months, it's only 90 more days. Like, that's really gonna matter, but whatever, sure." Anyway, he gives her the bear, you know, to cheer her up, and she takes it and she walks off, and that pretty much ends that scene. And I'm pretty sure I'm skipping a lot of this stuff, but Christ almighty, even talking about this whole, you know, I already said it, it's poorly written. I think I kind of just summed it up. I just summed up this whole story between Nicole and, listen, I get it from a story point of view, that she misses her husband, and she wanted him to do the right thing, to follow his heart, but at the same time, she's miss him, you know, she wants to be with him. And now he tells her that it's going to be 3 more months, and she's torn because she wants to be a good wife, she wants to be supportive, but at the same time, she misses her husband. And 3 more months after how many times that they were supposed to see each other, it's starting to get to her on an emotional level. So, yes, in that sense, that storyline sense, I get it. Okay? I get it. But, yeah, the other side of me, the fan part, you know, the reviewer part, I'm just like, this sucks. This just reeks, okay? This reeks. Anyway, I think that's, let me double check. Yep, I think that's about it. That's really about it. I wanted to actually do this review sooner, but even by the time I woke up, the people... So I really hated the fact that I had to sit there and shovel my sidewalk twice, because when I did, woke up, I was like, cool, I get some breakfast, and I'm ready to go, and just have the whole day to myself, and I can just get some errands done, and I look outside, and I start to walk, and like, that's funny, the snow wasn't here yesterday. I mean, it's clear on the roads, and that's great, but, I'm pretty sure I just did this. And now I'm doing this again. And it's a lot colder, and it's a lot icier, and it's just twice as hard. This sucks. So, yeah. Hopefully tomorrow, it won't be that much. And I can actually... You know, who the hell are we kidding? You know what, I'm going to try my best. So I want to thank everyone. First of all, I want to thank everyone who writes the comments in my comment section. I'm still trying to work on why the comments are getting deleted. For the love of Christ, I don't understand why. But, I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your support. And I thank you for watching my videos. Even though it comes out at just weird hours of the day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm going to try to do more of my part of waking up on time. I just get so damn tired. It's like I plan on waking up at like 10. Or I plan on waking up at, well, 10. And then it's just like, oh, I went to bed at like 2 o'clock. Me. And then I'm like, cool. Even if I go get my breakfast and I come back at 12:30 and I watch it till 1:30, 2 o'clock or whatever, something just happens throughout the day that just makes it that much harder to get out my review. And it sucks. But, I thank everyone for watching my videos. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. At some point I'm actually going to start to pick up some wine, because I feel like for this Gwen story, Christ almighty, am I going to need something stronger than this. So yes, thank you for watching. Be safe. I will catch everyone in the next review. Let me know what your comments are. Let me know what your thoughts are. This video just drained me. Let me know what your thoughts are about this whole story. I will catch everyone in the next video.